Level 1. Bail jumper. You post a $500 bail for a minor misdemeanor and simply ignore your scheduled court date. There's no big confrontation or dramatic escape, just a mundane decision to blow off an official court summons. Stories like this usually begin right here, as skipping court turns a simple issue into a serious felony. The judge issues a bench warrant for your arrest that very same day without delay. If the original charge was federal, the arrest is handed directly over to the United States Marshals Service. Tracking down and apprehending fugitives from justice is their primary duty above all other agencies. At this initial stage, the investigation consists almost entirely of digging through official documentation and paperwork. A deputy marshal checks your last known address, place of employment, registered vehicles, and known associates through databases. Most fugitives at this level hide poorly, simply hoping they'll be forgotten about quickly. Federal agents typically locate these offenders within a few days in one of three predictable spots. Level 2. Parole violator. You cut off your electronic ankle monitor or simply stop checking in with your probation officer. Now that you've knowingly broken a signed agreement, the marshals elevate their approach to the case. The parole file contains a comprehensive history, including family details, past addresses, and personal habits. Marshals use this collected intelligence as a precise roadmap for a fast and efficient search. Regional fugitive task forces operate in every major American city to hunt down these offenders. These task forces pair federal agents with local police officers who know the local territory inside and out. They interview all your contacts in person rather than over the phone, while cross-referencing utility bills. Most fugitives get caught within the first few weeks because they fall back on old social connections. A surprise visit to relatives or friends triggers an involuntary reaction that gives away the hiding spot. This traditional shoe leather technique remains astonishingly effective even in our modern digital era. Level 3. Interstate flight. Crossing state lines to evade prosecution automatically elevates your offense into a federal crime. Financial tracking now becomes the primary tool in the federal agent's complex investigative arsenal. Operatives immediately subpoena statements for all your bank cards and recent cash withdrawals. A simple $5 coffee purchase at a gas station 300 miles away instantly tightens the search radius. Cell phone location data pinpoint your position as the device pings the nearest cell tower. Combining a card transaction with a tower ping gives agents the perfect starting point to move in. The vast majority of wanted individuals make these fatal errors within their very first business week. People severely underestimate just how deeply their daily routines rely on digital footprints. Buying groceries at a supermarket or picking up medication at a pharmacy become vital leads. Staying completely off the grid proves to be infinitely harder than the average person imagines. Level 4. Dangerous career criminal. A history of violent crimes completely shifts the tactics and priorities of the U.S. Marshals Task Force. Apprehending a dangerous repeat offender requires extreme caution to protect the lives of agents and bystanders. Agents thoroughly evaluate the fugitive's psychological profile, potential weapons, and known aggression triggers. Surveillance on the target can span several days to carefully map out their daily schedule. The top priority is minimizing any operational risk during the physical takedown. Coordination with local law enforcement is critical for real-time tactical intelligence on the neighborhood. Risk assessments take into account nearby children and identify the safest window to execute the arrest. Planning a meticulous operation adds weeks of work as safety overrides raw speed. National Marshals Task Forces bring in specialized resources to neutralize truly dangerous fugitives. The arrest must be executed cleanly, avoiding an armed standoff or injuries to local civilians. Level 5. Offense registry violator. Failing to register an updated residential address creates a distinct and heavily scrutinized class of fugitives. Federal law imposes harsh penalties for crossing state lines without properly updating your registry status. The Marshals Service regularly conducts large-scale sweep operations across entire regions. Deputies cross-reference paperwork and physically visit residences to verify actual occupancy. Tips from vigilant neighbors play a massive role in exposing these chronic offenders. The public nature of registry data serves as a powerful and efficient tool for gathering intelligence. Differing state-level requirements introduce additional legal complexities for law enforcement agencies. A fugitive might technically comply with rules in California while violating strict statutes in Nevada. Agents must know the subtle legal discrepancies across neighboring states to secure a valid arrest. Ignorance of local laws offers no legal defense against federal prosecution. Level 6. Multi-state fugitive hiding across multiple states over several months brings in the U.S. Marshals Investigative Operations Division. At this level, analysts construct a comprehensive psychological profile using all accumulated case data. Agents analyze preferred city types, off-the-books cash jobs, and frequently used aliases. Genetic and biometric databases play a decisive role in identifying long-term fugitives. Getting fingerprinted during a minor arrest under a fake name instantly flags your true identity. Modern predictive modeling evaluates past habits, climate preferences, and ties to home regions. The computer system outputs a list of high-probability regions for hiding with impressive analytical accuracy. This allows investigators to narrow a massive nationwide search down to a few specific target counties. Wanted individuals routinely repeat their own behavioral patterns without ever realizing it. Data analytics tools significantly lighten the load for analysts hunting experienced fugitives. Level 7. Most Wanted Fugitive. Earning a spot on the 15 Most Wanted list mobilizes a massive array of specialized resources and teams. Dedicated investigators are assigned, media blitzes launch, and a $25,000 reward is posted. Aerial reconnaissance and thermal imaging helicopters become standard search tools in wilderness areas. Specially trained K-9 units pick up fresh scent trails where air support cannot penetrate the canopy. Agents actively leverage deep informant networks built over decades of field service. Personal street contacts supply unique intelligence that no modern gadget could ever intercept. Working with news outlets is executed as a calculated and highly strategic discipline. Broadcasting a photo of a vehicle or a face triggers a flood of valuable tips from observant citizens. A well-timed news segment often yields more actionable results than months of quiet surveillance. The general public becomes the federal agent's ultimate ally in capturing high-profile fugitives. Level 8. International Flight Crossing. An international border shifts the investigation into the realm of slow-moving diplomacy and international law. An Interpol Red Notice alerts foreign law enforcement agencies worldwide to your wanted status. An active extradition treaty between nations dramatically accelerates the arrest and surrender process. U.S. Marshals attaches stationed at American embassies maintain direct contact with local police departments. Long-standing interagency relationships often resolve cases far faster than formal paperwork. Many international cases drag on for years due to drawn-out court appeals and legal maneuvering. A fugitive can live comfortably in Paris while defense attorneys fight the legality of the extradition request. Legal bureaucracy frequently shields a suspect from immediate deportation back to a U.S. high-security prison. The financial cost of international legal proceedings can easily reach hundreds of thousands of taxpayer dollars. Sooner or later, international justice catches up with fugitives, no matter where in the world they hide. Level 9. Long-term cold case. Some criminals vanish for decades, building entirely new lives under assumed identities and forged documents. The case shifts to cold status, reviewed only periodically rather than monitored every day. Modern investigative genetic genealogy now reopens these decades-old cases using relatives' DNA. Searching commercial DNA databases helps establish the true lineage of an unidentified fugitive. Facial recognition technology scans vintage archive mugshots and matches them against social media profiles. A grainy black and white photo from an old database can suddenly reveal a fugitive living in Miami. A fugitive who relaxed after 20 years suddenly finds himself in handcuffs due to technological leaps. The digital era leaves zero margin for those who hoped to bury their crimes in the past. Federal agents never fully close a fugitive warrant file until an arrest is officially made. Time works relentlessly against the runner as new forensic capabilities emerge almost every single year. Level 10, the finale and physical takedown. The actual moment of arrest is almost always quiet, mundane, and devoid of Hollywood cinematic drama. A fugitive gets caught because of a single tiny slip-up in an otherwise perfectly executed daily routine. All agents need to succeed is one minor mistake. A doctor's visit, a credit card swipe, or a phone call. The strict discipline required to stay hidden eventually cracks under constant stress and sheer exhaustion. A routine traffic stop by a local patrol officer often puts the final period on a multi-year investigation. Official Marshals Service statistics reflect an extraordinarily high clearance rate for these complex cases. Real-world detective work comes down to the patient assembly of small details until the case file closes. The scale of the hunt doesn't change the mathematical reality. The fugitive has to be perfect every single day. The justice system only has to be right once to secure a complete and final victory. If this breakdown changed your perspective, leave your thoughts and topic suggestions below.